Hello, this is the 13th lecture in the Semantic SEO course, and we will talk about some of the code language that I am actually using. The thing is, I have actually more than 200 algorithmic authorship rules, and I usually use rules inside my content briefs. And the thing that we basically do is creating our own language model with the human authors. But to be able to use these language models with the human authors, you will need certain types of instructions, trainings, and also standardization. So to be able to use these rules, I will suggest you to make a little bit exercise. And once we actually start to show the content briefs, and once we start to create a content brief from zero, you will get all these things in a better way too. And if you look at the codes that I am using, for instance, the FS, it means featured snippet, which means you will need to use less than 40 words or 320 character limit. Actually, it is around 360 character and the word count can be up to actually 50. But usually I like to keep things optimum. That's why I try to train my authors to answer things directly under these thresholds in terms of word count and in terms of the character limit. PAA, it actually means people also ask, but it doesn't mean that that specific question actually comes from the people also ask part. It is actually for triggering it. Basically, we try to change the questions that appear in the search engine result page with the answers that we are writing. And the suggestion here, or in the instruction or the rule here that tells that you should give a definitive answer in a single sentence. Basically, you have to be certain and you have to be direct. There shouldn't be any kinds of need or the space for the possibilities. The answer should be certain and direct. When it comes to the anchor text, which means that from that word, we will be linking to a certain type of related article or hashtag hash identifier, which is a subsection of the URL with the jump links. Listing means that we will use different types of listings. There are instruction lists, there are keyword lists or comparisonal lists. And basically it means that we will be using an HTML list in the ordered or unordered form. And definitive answer means that we will be giving a long form mentioning answer. So long form mentioning answer means that we will need to be using all the qualifiers, signifiers of the entity. While mentioning all the concepts, connections, we will be explaining everything actually by giving all the definitions as much as possible. When you look at these specific quotation marks, here, it means that actually include this term by protecting context. Let's say you use ChatGPT and there actually you can tell that include these words closer to each other while answering this question. So basically we were doing this over the actually like 4 or 5 years with the humans. We were always telling humans that include this word, together this word, with this context, with this word sequence. And I won't go in so deep because these are just the fundamental lectures. But basically, sequence modeling is something that you can use. If you are fine-tuning your own language models, or if you are creating your own large language models by using some open source models, you should always understand that you can actually affect the context by including different types of words with different types of word sequences. And in the article brief creation section, we will see it in a better way. We usually have, as I say, over 200 rules, but these 6 are just the fundamental basic ones that I start with. And in the content briefs, you will actually see even more, but always understand that you will need to include that specific term with that specific context by protecting the context, by connecting everything to the heading and heading back to the actually your title tag, and title tag will be connected to your topical map, which is connected to your source context. Thank you.